Join us now in studio is Katie Tubb, a policy analyst at the Heritage Foundation, to talk more about Trump's climate decision. Katie, can you briefly tell us what exactly the Climate Pact is, and will it overall have a positive impact on the world, the environment?
It's a great question as people try and figure out what's been going on. So the United States committed to 26 to 28% cuts in greenhouse gases by the year 2025, with the intention of cutting all the way up to 80% by the year 2050. Other countries committed to similar agreements, but the point was to get all the nations onto one climate treaty, which has been in the works for over 2 decades now. As far as what it would accomplish with global temperatures, this is one of, I think, the least favorable aspects of the Paris Accord. There would be no climate impact. When you look at the next 100 years, we're talking about 0.2 degrees Celsius, should everyone follow through with their agreements.
So you say President Trump was right to leave the accord. Why is that decision the right one?
Absolutely. If we're concerned about the environment, if we're concerned about global warming, Paris is not the vehicle to a solution. As I said, 0.2 degrees Celsius by the end of the century is not a measurable impact on global temperature. So I think that's a key part of it. Another part is there's a lot of economic damage involved in getting to those 0.2 degrees Celsius. At the Heritage Foundation, we have the same modeling system as the U.S. Energy Information Administration. And we modeled what 26 to 28% cuts would do to the economy. And we're talking about $20,000 per family of 4 lost. Obviously, that hurts middle and low-income families the most because they have less ability to take that hit.
World leaders say that the president has made a grave mistake in this. They say he's isolated himself among some allies, and some say it's an abdication of his responsibility. What's your response to that? 2
things. First, candidate Trump was very forthright on the campaign trail that he was going to withdraw the United States from the Paris Protocol. I think it's a mark of leadership when someone holds true to their word. Past administrations have drawn many red lines and not held true to that. And I think in that respect, President Trump has shown a lot of leadership. I think the second part of that answer, though, is the Paris Protocol is not good for Americans, and it's not good for the people of the world. As I talked about earlier, this is very expensive, and there are people around the world who have much less than the United States as far as access to affordable and reliable energy. The Paris Protocol hits affordable and reliable energy first. And that's, again, hardest for the poor to deal with.
You mentioned the poor, and you'd mentioned low income earlier. Pope Francis is especially concerned about climate change, as you know, and how that affects the poor. How do you think climate change, or specifically how we can help people in developing countries, noting the fact that there is climate change?
I think a big component of that is raising the standard of living, helping people better themselves, seek opportunities, and in essence, adapt should climate become a problem. There are people around the world who do not have access to any electricity, and that has serious implications right now for their health and for their opportunities in life. If we can start addressing those, I think that's a big step forward. And I would point to the example of China. There's a lot of people there who are slowly seeing opportunity come to their feet, but there are also problems with clean air issues. That's an issue we can handle right now.
Katie Tubb, policy analyst at the Heritage Foundation. Thanks so much for talking with us.
Thanks for having me.